Hello, my friends. Welcome to Earned Value Graphs Hack. Today, we're going to take a look at earned value management. I'm going to show you very quick how to tackle these questions that have to do with earned value graphs. Now, remember, this could be either for story points in the world of Agile, or it could be for dollars, or even resource hours in the real world. So let's take a look. Typically, you will have on the y-axis cost, on the x-axis time. You will have these three core metrics, EV, PV, and AC. And depending on the point in the project, you will find earned value is either going to be above or below the PV and AC. So answer this question. What is the state of the project at points A, B, C, D, and E? Let's take them one by one. What do you think about point A? I'll give you a few seconds to decide. At point A, you can see the earned value line, which is the red line, is below both the planned value and the actual cost line. And that means this project is performing badly in terms of schedule and in terms of budget. If EV is below PV, that will tell you the schedule performance. In this case, it's poor. If EV is below AC, that will tell you the cost performance. In this case, also poor. Now, the question is, well, how do we know this? I want to show you very quick an earned value hack. This is a table that will guide you. So let's take a look at the rules one by one. If earned value is on top, it's always good. If earned value is below, it's always bad. And if earned value lines up with either PV or AC, it means you're right on target. And that is the rule that you should use to answer those questions. All right, now let's go back to the question and find out what the other answers are. Point B. Nothing has changed. The earned value is still below the planned value and the actual cost. Let's go to point C. In point C, we now observe the earned value line is above the planned value line. And that should tell you that earned value in comparison with planned value is favorable. This means you got more done than what you planned to do by point C. So you are ahead of schedule, but in terms of the budget, the earned value line is under the AC line, and that means you are over budget. So this is ahead of schedule, and this is over budget. Let's take a look at point D. At point D, in comparison to planned value, the earned value is still on top. That means you are behind schedule, but take a look at the earned value in comparison with the actual cost. It is flushed right on top of the actual cost line. And that means you are on budget. You are right on target in terms of the cost. Let's take a look at point E. Point E. Earned value is clearly above both the PV and the AC. So you are in a favorable position. You are under budget and you are ahead of schedule. So let's take a look at the summaries of these. Point A, earned value is below both the planned value and the actual cost, behind schedule and over budget. Point B, same thing, behind schedule and over budget. Point C, below actual cost, but above planned value. And this means you are ahead of schedule, but you're over budget. Point D, EV is on AC, but above PV. You're ahead of schedule and on budget. And the last one, point E, EV is above PV and AC. You're ahead of schedule and under budget. Just remember this hack. Take a look for the link below. I'm going to show you where to get this hack so that you can use it to refer to questions. Now, let's go through the hack real quick. Earned value on top, always good. That means you're under budget. Okay. Now, if earned value is on top of planned value, it means something different from actual cost. So you see, the advantage of this hack is you can see if EV is on top of AC, and this is the result, you're under budget. If EV is below AC, you're over budget. If EV lines up with AC, you're on budget. The same token, talking about planned value, if EV is on top of planned value, you're ahead of schedule. If it's below planned value, you're behind schedule. And if it lines up with planned value, you're on schedule. Now, what does that mean from a CPI and SPI perspective? If EV is on top, it's always greater than 1, whether SPI or CPI. If earned value is below, it's always less than 1 for CPI and SPI. And if you're right on target, lining up with either AC or PV, it just means you are right on target on 1 for SPI and CPI. Cost variance, same thing. This means greater than 0 if EV is on top in both cases of CV and SV. EV is below means that CV and SV are less than 0. In other words, negative, which is bad. And if you line up, it means CV and SV are 0. Once you understand this, my friend, you can take on any graph, whether it is Storypoints, whether it's cost related, or even resource related. Okay, let's take a look one more time at a slightly different graph. And without looking at the answers, you should be able to see X, Y, and Z. It's a very rough sketch here, but you can see X, Y, and Z are all different. X, earned value, is below both planned value and AC, and that means, of course, over budget, behind schedule. What about point Y? The idea at point Y, though not exactly accurate, I'm going to help you with this one to get the impression that they are all superimposed at that point. And that means right on target, okay? If EV and AC flush, means that you're on target. What about the final one? EV is above both of them. That means you're ahead of schedule. That means you are under budget at this point, okay? I hope this helps you get more confident with the earned value questions. I'm going to leave you with a little trivia, still from cost management. Which tools and techniques will Reggie use to determine the budget? In other words, tools and techniques for that process. 3, 2, and 1. The answer to this is all of the options. Here's your next question. A variance between the funding limits and the planned expenditures will sometimes necessitate the rescheduling of work to level out the rate of expenditures. What does this describe? 3, 2, and 1. The answer to this, funding limit reconciliation. I hope you enjoy this hack for earned value. I've heard from so many students, earned value graphs are definitely important for your exam. I wish you all the very best on your test. You take care, and bye for now.